They just needed to wash off the blood. They didn't necessarily have to use the shower.
There's more than one way to get yourself clean.
They could have just as easily used something else.
Something other than the shower. Like what?
Here's the fun part. Other than the shower. The sea? No, they would have to go outside. The sand? That would hurt. But, how about the drinks in the fridge?
I see! Drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
I've seen through it. In theory, then, that's impossible.
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
We have a rebuttal from Peko. Let's see how this goes.
It's true there were drinks in the beach. However, try thinking about one bottled drink. It wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
Yeah. Sharp tone, sharp eye, sharp everything.
It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator. However, try thinking about one bottled drink. It wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down! We can't assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
Allow me to cut through those words! Oh, there were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
There's a reason for that.
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Ah, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
Well, now that you mention it, when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
You should have said so sooner. Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of the shower.
Hey, if the shower doesn't work, might as well use something else. Something easily accessible.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
You're right. It is. Yeah. That's a very big detail. And it explains a lot. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, we just figured out who done it.
It seems you've realized who the killer is.
Exactly.
See? Just as I thought. Hold on. You know who the killer is?
Like a light bulb turning on in my head.
Is that true?
Let me ask, who might that be?
The answer's gonna surprise you. For those who are in the comment class trial, this won't surprise you at all. The killer used plastic water bottles to wash themselves off after they got blood splattered on them. Mahiru's killer had to have been somebody who was wet. Which means the one person we met up with today who was soaking wet from head to toe, it was none other than Peko Pekoyama.
You're the only one! Peko. Is it you?
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer!
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
This explains a lot. It also explains that her swimming around the island for hours was a bold-faced lie.
If the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Don't just stay silent! Say something!
Hold on, you bastard! You saw her at the diner! You never saw her near the beach house, right? So maybe she really was swimming!
No one even saw her swimming.
No. I saw her.
Huh?
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home. So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
You're stumbling over your words.
Hold on. That's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier?
Ouch. You just screwed yourself with your own statement.
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
You were pretty adamant about it, too.
Not so fast! It's too soon to decide she's a killer!
Where is this coming from?
We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house!
It's a very good point.
Now that you mention it, you're right.
That's the big mystery.
The roadside door was blocked, and if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Peko is.
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got!
We might have an answer.
Huh?
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Well, if Peko is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
Okay. The only way the killer could have escaped. The one escape route that was actually accessible, as crazy as it is, the only place we saw how to get out was the small window in the shower room.
I see! If the roadside and beachside doors aren't an option, the only other thing I can think of is... Well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
Huh. Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it.
It's a very good point.
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone?
Seems to be the only way anybody can get out through that window.
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
That's right, so there's an incongruency. There's something wrong with this theory.
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside.
Of course not! That would violate the school trip rule!
That's right. No littering.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window.
No, they just have to use an object.
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
Oh.
You did? I thought you were saying they couldn't dispose of an object. I see! You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body.
Uh-oh.
Huh? Peko was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object?
Well, she's still got a couple pockets.
And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
Hello.
No! Please don't be violent!
Killer used an object to escape. How would they get rid of it? It would have to stay on their person. And the one thing that Peko always carries around with her, I think you know where this is going. Let's think, Hajime. How could it have been done? Time for another Hangman's Gambit. And thank you to those who pointed it out. I actually did know about this. If you hold down the circle button, you can actually speed things up, which makes this so much faster and so less annoying. The main reason I didn't show this to you in the first place, one, because I forgot. Please don't kill me. But another thing is, I really just wanted to hammer home how less improved the new and improved Hangman's Gambit is. They kind of dropped the ball in this one. I really can't believe that they would make it so slow, so boring. This is not a step in the right direction, but that'll probably be the last time I complain about Hangman's Gambit, because wow. If they did not have the circle button, this would take forever. And we're also getting a lot of letters that do not go along with this. Alright guys, there we go. I'm assuming a lot of you already know what this is, but I'm gonna humor the game here. And here we go, the fastest Hangman Gambit that I've ever done, and I can't believe I pressed the wrong button!
I got it! Peko, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right? If I recall correctly, you had it then too. Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, Peko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja! Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily!
She's a swordswoman, she's not a ninja.
Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Why didn't you mention this earlier?
Wow! Just like a Japanese ninja!
Fangirling over here.
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Peko, do you have anything to say?
Oh, good. Another panic talk action. Yeah, here they're going to explain Fever Time and Nega Time. Essentially, you can activate Fever Time and basically press the button and it'll go way faster and you can't miss. So essentially, the R button is the win button. You just keep pressing X and you will completely destroy anything and everything they have. And if your focus gauge runs out, Fever Time ends. But the only thing that's stopping you from doing that is Nega Time, negative time. Your opponent can actually activate something to slow everything down, and I believe it makes it go faster, so I just contradicted myself. Your marker will disappear, and that's actually really difficult, so it'll shroud everything in a negative bar, I guess you would say, to where you can't see your marker, so you're going to be missing notes if they activate Nega Time. Just make sure you remember the rhythm. And I will be quiet for this, because chances are Peko's going to hit me with Nega time. Aw, don't do that. Alright, another panic talk action, PTA. Let's go.
Hold on a sec, you bastard! You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword? It would have been left in the shower room and she wouldn't have been able to recover it, dumbass!
Fuyuhiko, why do you even care?
Shut up! Just shut the fuck up and answer me! If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me!
Gladly.
If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
If he needs an answer, he needs an answer. I'm glad to give it to him. Oh, and I guess we're not fighting Peko.
Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Bastard! Got proof? I'll sell your fucking organs! You're pissing me off! You're pissing me off! Bastard! Shut up! Shut up! Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, this is the end!
If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it with her sword bag. When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword bag to it. And after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her, she would have been able to recover her bamboo sword.
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag, too. She used them both to escape. Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that. Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman. Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan. No, you just back off!
Is it true? Did you really kill Monkey?
Well, Peko?
Hold on! You're just making assumptions! You don't have any proof. I won't accept this unless there's proof! Got it, you bastard?
It's fine.
Huh?
I said it's fine. Saying anything more would just be an exercise in futility.
Sounded like admittance to me. That's right. Something seems off here. Is anybody else catching that?
Among flowers, the cherry blossom. Among men, the samurai. I commend your decisiveness, at least. Very well. If you admit it, this ends now. Let's cast our votes.
Agreed. Hurry up and vote.
Hold on. Let me confirm one thing first.
Can it wait until after the voting?
I don't think so. We need all the answers.
This is important, and it relates to the voting. It's about Peko's motive.
Oh.
My motive?
In the end, You had no connection to the events depicted in Twilight Syndrome murder case, right? Then, why did you kill Mahiru?
Oh my god, Chiaki. You're right.
So it's about that. Let's see. If I must answer that question,
Let me guess.
I must say it was for the sake of justice.
You've gotta be kidding me. No way! No way!
Justice?
In order to protect the justice of this world.
No way.
I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges. There is only one reason I kill. For the sake of protecting justice.
Oh my god.
What are you saying?
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that human beings should be proud of. Justice is the eternal sun and the enduring moon, the protective father and the smiling mother.
Hello! Earth to Peko!
If justice ever disappeared from this world, the world would immediately freeze and people's smiles would vanish. I will not allow that!
It's fine, just stop it!
Justice must always be there to guide us, to shine bright above our heads.
I'm telling you to stop it!
So I must fight. I must continue to fight to protect justice.
This is... Could she be...
Yeah.
As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the hearts of malevolent evil.
God damn it.
Justice complete! The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky. That would be me. Sparkling justice!
Complete with emoticon.
Now then, let's execute justice!
What?
Yeah, I didn't see this one coming.
What the fuck?
Thank you!
Peko, what are you doing?
I am sparkling justice. In the name of sparkling, shining justice, I have come to deliver justice.
What's going on? What's this? Chill!
Peko finally snapped!
Everyone, please be careful! Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice. Clad in her various hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals. She is supposed to be... but... huh?
An ally of justice? So that's why you're wearing a mask! This mask is the dividing line. Just like various idols, the sun is revered because it lies just beyond your grasp. Justice should also be the same.
I don't get it, but this is becoming really crazy.
I don't believe what I'm seeing. You're joking, right? Peko's the killer. Not only that, she's a serial killer called friggin' Sparkling Justice.
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events.
That's one way to put it. Ah, come on, Monokuma, you're missing the crazy.
Hey! Now's not the time for you to be sleeping. Take a look. It's a killer.
This again?
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Huh? Sleepwalking? So what's your answer to my previous question? Why did you kill Mahiru?
This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow even one shadow. Evil must be eliminated immediately.
Please answer me this. How was Mahiru evil?
No matter what, I must not overlook evil.
Evil? Are you saying Mahiru is...
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game. Am I right?
And because of that, I was able to find the killer's accomplice hiding on this island like a sewer rat.
Aha.
Then, the reason you killed Mahiru was...
Because she was an accomplice to a murder.
To protect justice, of course. In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword and executed justice.
Holy crap! She's such a stereotypical psychopath!
She's so gross!
Peko, is this your true identity?
My true identity? I have already forgotten who I am. It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most important. I'm willing to become anybody to shower this world with justice.
Oh, I can't stand this anymore! Let's just end this farce already!
End it, huh? Yeah, this does need to end. This is so weird. Yeah, I'm believing it now that Peko's the killer.
Let's go over this incident one more time and then let's end this.
I agree. Time for the closing argument. Let's try to figure this one out. So, on the morning of the incident, Mahiru met... well, let's see what else is here. In order to lure Mahiru and Hiyoko, they forged 2 letters. Let's see, what does this one say? Mahiru arrives at the beach house. No, not yet. Not yet. The first one to arrive at the beach house was Hiyoko. Let's see. Next one who arrived. Okay, next one who arrived, that was Mahiru. Leave next to the body, nothing there. Let's see. Tearsuk sprint for the beach house. First one who found the body was... Alright, so this one, I thought we were going to use this one. Doesn't look like it. So... to retrieve the bamboo sword, I must do this. Tie the bamboo sword to the sword bag. Awesome. Next we have everything else. Where should I hide? Inside the surfboard case. Sounds good to me. Let's see, what does this one say? Arrives at the beach house. So she was first, which means this one would work. Oh. Do we seriously have to use this? A pretty anime girl mask placed next to the body. You gotta be kidding. Is it really this? Jesus. Oh, that stupid mask. Do we have anything else that we have to do here at the beginning? I've already forgotten. Mahiru met. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Yeah, so this case was weird. I really hated that it had to come to this. Plastic water bottle. Need to wash off all that blood. We already have that. Big piece of evidence. No, I don't think it's that. Would it have been this? They dropped... yeah, they would have dropped it there to frame Hiyoko. Okay. Alright, so nothing else there. Mekon, we don't need that. Let's see. First, who found the body? Big piece of evidence. That would have been the footprints. I'm thinking through the entire case, trying to figure this out. First, who found the body? Yeah, it would have been Hiyoko just waking up. All right. And we can go all the way back and fill in the first one. Mahiru met Hiyoko.
Here's everything that happened in this case. The incident began this morning when Mahiru spoke to Hiyoko. Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome Murder Case, the video game provided to us as the motive. She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character. Hiyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange. The killer. The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan. By preparing a specific item, they planned to manipulate the two's actions. That item was the letters. They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hiyoko. The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m. And the letter Hiyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m. By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately. Hiyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said, and was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait. After putting Hiyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside the closet, so they could frame her as the killer later. At 2:30 p.m., Mahiru arrived at the beach house. She was completely unaware that she'd been targeted for murder. Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon, the metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime. The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahiru's head, and with that, she took her last breath. According to Mekon's autopsy, Mahiru died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her. With that, the killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road. Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left. I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's something similar to a calling card. That's how the crime scene we discovered was created. However, by moving Mahiru's body, the killer got blood splatter on them. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off. But the killer expected something like that to happen. Instead of the shower, the killer used something else to wash the blood off their body. They used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator. We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened. In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with water bottles instead. However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can. Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else. After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hiyoko was in. The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand. After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hiyoko wore off, and she woke up. I can imagine how badly Hiyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet. I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who lay dead right in front of her. From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect, Hiyoko fled from the beach house. Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. After Hiyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case and placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route, the small window in the shower room. However, that window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used the bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window while holding the sword bag in their hand. As long as they're able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword. And so the killer left the beach house and appeared before us as if nothing had happened. But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house. So when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse. So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Yama?